You ever meet someone who says, with a straight face, I love winter, and you instantly suspect they're either a poet or a villain? Because summer people act like warm weather is a religion. They're out here praising sunlight like it's a personal life coach. It's so nice out, they say, as if heat isn't just the sky microwaving you slowly. Meanwhile, the winter lover is smiling in a hoodie like, finally, the world is quiet. The air hurts a little. Perfect. Maybe it's you. Maybe someone you know. But if you prefer winter over summer, it's not just about temperature. It's often about psychology, control, sensory comfort, social pressure, identity, and what your nervous system calls safe. Because seasons aren't just weather, they're moods, they're expectations, they're sensory environments. So let's unpack the hidden types of people who genuinely prefer winter and what that preference might reveal about how their mind works. First, the overstimulation avoider. Picture summer. It's loud, socially loud. People are outside, events everywhere. Vacations, festivals, barbecues, rooftop plans. That constant, we should do something. Energy floating in the air like pollen. And if you're this type, summer feels like a non-stop invitation you're expected to accept. There's this subtle pressure to be more visible, more social, more active, to post more, to glow, to be out. Even if nobody says it, the season implies it. Summer is extrovert coded. Winter, on the other hand, is permission to be quiet. Some nervous systems don't love constant input. Bright sun, crowds, noise, heat, sweating, schedules, too much. Winter turns the volume down, fewer people out, fewer obligations, less sensory chaos, crisp air, calmer streets, slower pace. If you relate, ask yourself, do you love winter or do you love what winter removes? Because sometimes winter isn't about liking cold, it's about liking relief. Then, the control and comfort type. Summer is unpredictable discomfort. You can leave the house feeling fine and come back as a damp piece of laundry. Heat is invasive. It clings to you. It follows you. You can't take it off. You can try, but society has rules. Winter is weirdly controllable. You can layer, you can adjust, you can build a personal microclimate, sweaters, coats, scarves, warm drinks. You can turn yourself into a cozy, mobile fortress. Cold feels cleaner, heat feels like chaos. Cold feels like a choice. Heat feels like a hostage situation. And it's not just physical. Winter has structure. Rituals, blankets, candles, soup, warm showers, early nights. Summer spills everywhere. Late sunsets, spontaneous plans, constant motion. If you're this type, winter is soothing because it has edges. Summer feels like it has no edges. Third, the aesthetic mood person. Some people don't just experience seasons, they feel them. Emotionally, artistically, winter has atmosphere, muted colors, soft light, quiet mornings, rain tapping the window, fog, the romance of being wrapped in a world that's less exposed. Winter feels introspective. Summer is bright. And brightness can feel like being forced to smile, even when you're fine, even when you're tired. Summer's vibe is be happy in public. Winter's vibe is you can disappear a little. If that's you, you're not negative. You're mood sensitive. Your environment hits you harder than you admit. And you don't hate happiness. You hate forced brightness. Winter lets you feel whatever you feel without packaging it as summer fun. Fourth, the social invisibility lover. This one is subtle but powerful. In summer, people see you, literally. Less clothing, more visibility, more body awareness. More, are you beach ready? Energy. More comparisons, more exposure. Winter is camouflage, layers, comfort, less skin, less scrutiny. You can exist without feeling watched. For some people, that's not fashion. That's psychological safety. If you've ever felt self-conscious in summer, winter can feel like freedom. Not because you hate your body, because you're tired of it being a public object. If you relate, ask yourself, is your winter preference about the weather or about being less perceived? Because less perceived is a craving a lot of people carry quietly. But here's the twist. Some winter lovers aren't hiding. They're optimizing. Fifth, the focus-driven type. In summer, everything pulls you outward. The weather is good, so you should go out. People invite you places. Distractions everywhere. Your brain gets scattered. Winter supports depth. It encourages staying in, building routines, working, creating, reading, learning. And it makes deep work feel socially acceptable. Nobody questions you for being indoors. Winter doesn't guilt you for choosing your projects. If you're this type, you might not realize how much social permission affects your productivity. Winter quietly gives you that permission. Now, important note, preferring winter doesn't automatically mean you're depressed, antisocial, or dark. It can. But it can also be the opposite. You feel calmer, clearer, more yourself in winter. At the same time, it's worth noticing if your winter preference comes from avoidance. If you love winter because it lets you hide from life, not just from heat. Because there's a difference between cozy and isolating, between restorative and withdrawn. Here's a simple check. When winter arrives, do you feel grounded or do you feel numb? Grounded means winter matches your nervous system. Numb means winter might be enabling retreat. Both are understandable. Neither is shameful. It's just information. And let's be fair, some people prefer winter for the most honest reason of all. I don't like sweating. That's not psychology. That's wisdom. So, which type fits you? The overstimulation avoider, the control and comfort person, the aesthetic mood type, the social invisibility lover, the focus optimizer, or maybe you're a mix. Human preferences rarely are pure. When you say, I prefer winter, what are you really saying? I prefer quiet. I prefer control. I prefer privacy. I prefer atmosphere. I prefer depth. If you want, comment with your honest answer. I love winter because keep it simple. And if you like these calm, curiosity-led deep dives into everyday behavior, you can subscribe. Not because we're going to make a big summer splash about it, just a quiet little corner of the internet, very winter-coded, where your preferences actually make sense.